Hey guys, welcome. It is Thursday, which means it's my favorite day of the week because I get to hang out with you guys. As you guys can see, we are in a different spot today. If you have joined me every other Thursday for the past year and a half, I had to move to my living room today because I could not connect to my Wi-Fi in my bedroom in my bedroom. Well, I can't do that either, but in my office for some reason, it was just causing a big scene today. So we are actually hanging out in the living room. You can see my dog. Where's she at? My dog over there just hanging out with us today. But if you saw the title for this video or this live stream, we are actually going to be talking about how to build your print-on-demand store utilizing Printify and EverBee Store. Now, if for some reason you decide you do not want an EverBee Store, that's fine. No harm, no foul. Of course, I would love to get you on that side of the internet with us. But if that's something that you are not interested in, you're still going to want to stick around for this live training because EverBee Store is like way over here, like the final part, but there's a lot of other stuff that we have to talk about. So if you are just doing print on demand in general, you're going to want to watch this, okay? So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap this up as quick as possible, guys, today. It's going to be kind of a high-level tutorial, but really show you the back end of EverBee research utilizing Etsy, the back end of Printify, and even showing you some design pieces with Canva as well. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and jump in, but if you guys have any questions, comments, concern, go to the order stuff, whatever, as always, go ahead and drop it in the live chat for me. And either myself or my team will be the one to respond to you in real time. If something happens where you are watching the replay and a question comes up or a comment or whatever, feel free to just drop those in the comments of this video. And if you do decide to sign up for EverBee Store so that you can follow along with me while I am doing this live stream, all you got to do is go to the first link in the description of this live stream and you can sign up for just $1. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and start with step one. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see Etsy. It's going to look a little different today because, again, I'm only using one screen comparatively to the 3 screens I usually use in my office. But if you are with me so far, we are doing the research phase. So before we do anything with print on demand or anything for that matter, with every type of seller, we need to do the right research. So the first thing that I did was I thought about my person, my ICA, my ideal customer avatar, and what kind of words they would be typing into the search bar, or maybe some things that like made sense for what they want to wear out to a conference, whatever it is, right? So I decided to type in the word empowerment into the Etsy search bar, and you're going to want to make sure that you are obviously logged into EverBee Research to go to product analytics for this. Once I did that, I went ahead and also toggled over EverBee database. So right now I'm only seeing 63 listings, but I want to see a lot more than that. So I'm going to toggle on this. And then I also want to come down to filter. And I want to have the listing age maximum be 6 months because I want to make sure that we are actually looking at things that are making sales right now. And I also want to have on the monthly sales, I want to have a filter minimum of 30, which basically means that they are moving at least 30 units per month and they are less than 6 months old. All right. So with that, I went ahead and looked through these to figure out what was going to make the most sense for my people. And I found this not aspiring to be humble crew neck. This, of course, is like a political statement. So that's not something whatsoever that I'm doing or my people would even enjoy. But the concept of not aspiring to be humble is 100% something that's going to resonate with my people. But I don't necessarily I don't at all want to copy this person. I want to start thinking about what are some other ways that I can turn this thing that is a winner into something that my people are going to like. And I know, by the way, that this is a winner because there's also not aspiring to be humble, not aspiring to be humble, not aspiring to be humble. It just keeps going. So the only thing here that I'm noticing though is it's $45. So that's a lot of bit more than what I would want to charge. So I'm thinking, what other products could we possibly do that is not this, that might be able to help us out a little bit, maybe get a little bit more sales and not be something at $50. So the next step is to actually go into Printify. Let me go ahead and get out of here real fast. And I'll pull this over here and I'm going to go ahead and go to Printify dashboard. Let's pull up that other screen real quick. All right, so the next step is really to figure out what products we want to sell that design on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and go to catalog, and you can look through all of these, of course, if you want. Let's just say we go to catalog home, and then actually, just kidding. Let's do it like this. I'm sorry, again, it's a little bit, lower or smaller than we would usually like. Let's say we go to women's clothing and then we go to like t-shirts, for example. You can easily scroll through all of these if you'd like. But what I wanted to show you guys real fast is I actually have a thing called my favorites. So that's why you see this guy is currently hearted. So what I personally did when I'm thinking about my ICA, my customer avatar, is I went ahead and went to all of these, by the way, literally all of these, and I went down all the rabbit holes of each of the different catalogs or the categories, and then I made a favorites list. So when you do so, you'll be able to see it right here in your Printify. And when I click on that, you'll see that it is a collection of everything that I have hearted for this particular ideal customer avatar. Okay. And what they're going to be using this for. So not aspiring to be humble, right? Like, what are they going to be doing? So like, let's just say they want a journal that they're taking, to conferences to write their notes in. Or let's say if I scroll down a little bit, let's see if I can find another one I like. Oh, a laptop sleeve. That's a really good idea because I do things like laptop stickers. So they go on the outside of your laptop, but I like this even better. This is even bigger of a statement, right? So let's say we went through with this one. Let's go ahead and click laptop sleeve, and then we're going to click start design. Now, once we do that, this right here is exactly what we are looking for. What is the print area size? What are the print parameters for this particular item? Because I need to make sure that this is the highest quality possible. And there also might be other variants. It doesn't look like it. So it's like, oh yeah, there is. Just kidding. So there's a bunch of different sizes as well. I wonder if it changes. Okay, so you can see print area size changed as the thing scaled. So as the size scaled. So let's say I don't want 17 inches. I would just do this one. So 4401 by 3398. So what we're going to do is go ahead and share this tab. So I'm going to do Canva. You guys can do obviously anything you want, whatever type of platform you want to design in, but I'm just going to do Canva today because it's the easiest and the cheapest for everyone on this call. I'm going to go ahead and click create. Then I'm going to click custom size and I'm going to put that number in. So what was it? 4401. Make sure I'm on PX, not inches, because that would be very big, right? 3398. All right, so all we're going to do is come over here to text. And then if you want to go through any of these to figure out if there's some that you like, you totally can. I actually really like this one, for example. As you can see, I recently used that for another thing because this like kind of matches the aesthetic. Ironically, it's called aesthetic of what my people are looking for. So I kind of like this. And let's get out of here real fast. Make it a little bit bigger for y'all. So I was just going to do, let's say, not aspiring to be all on one line, humble. I actually kind of like it not left aligned. I know the original design was left aligned, but I personally like it better center aligned. However, I do want to bring the spacing, the line spacing a little bit, because you see how that R is on top of the B? I don't like that. So we're going to pull this baby. So I pulled the spacing out a little bit. I'm going to make this basically be the entire size of it. And I'm happy with this as is. And then we want to go ahead and click share, download, and make sure we have a transparent background because we don't want to see the back of it. And once we do that, we can go right back into, I'm going to share this tab instead. We can go right back into Printify and go ahead and click upload on the left-hand side. In this case, I'm going to do my device and downloads. Go ahead and grab this out of here. All right, so you can see on the 7-incher, let's make this bigger. The 7-incher, you can see it is not great, unfortunately, because it is not, it's not necessarily going to fit as is. So what I want to actually do, let's see if I can go to, where's those sizes again? Let's see. All right, so as you see, as we get bigger, it starts making more sense. But I would say what we want to do is make a specific design for 7 inches. And then just pull, let's get these out of here, then pull this baby down to be more aligned with the parameters. Okay, so let's go ahead and click preview on 7 inches. Might have to make this a little bit bigger. Oh, that's actually really cool. So personally for me, I don't love how it has this like weird black thing everywhere, like the outer layer of it. That's just this particular product though. So I'm not too upset about it, but I do like how it is. It's a little bit too boring for me personally. I don't know if I would love this. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm gonna play around a little bit. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna do a background of like, I don't know exactly what yet. I have an idea in my head, but we're just gonna play around with it together. Let's do graphics. Do I like that? Seems a little childish, and my people are not childish. They are bosses, to say the least. I kind of like that. That's interesting. I like that one a little bit more. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. So you see what I'm doing is this is just like, who are my people? What is going to like, what's something that if they were in like Target this weekend, they would want, like they would pick out. That is what I am trying to do. And also the good news is I am actually my ideal target audience myself. So it really is like, which one of these do I like the best is technically something that could do really well with my people. So I actually really like this one. I'm actually going to see if I can edit the colors a little bit because I kind of want the colors to be a little bit brighter. Let's see what we can do here. I don't love those. Capri is usually what I would do. I kind of like Capri here. Ooh, that's interesting too. You see that just totally flipped it to like the like teal. Don't like aria. So the aria is making me lose the white, right? And I don't want to lose the white. Whoa. And then there's that. So, all right. So I'm actually leaning towards X Pro right here or Capri, which I'm going to show you both of them, or Capri. So X Pro is a lot more bold, to say the least. Capri is a lot more subtle, right? So I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the live chat, which one do you guys like better? Do we like the more subtleties of Capri, or are you guys like me and you just want to go all in, balls to the wall, bold with the X Pro? Let me know in the live chat which one. Is it like 1 Capri or 2 X Pro? I am personally, hope I don't break y'all's hearts, but I am going to go with X Pro. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the transparency and I'm going to pull that baby down. Okay. So it's going to look a little bit more leaning towards Capri anyways, because it's going to be a lot more muted. But in this case, it's still a bolder blue and a bolder pink. And that was my end goal for doing the X Pro. If I were to flip this and do Capri, let's just do it together so you can see me. Let's see, I'm just going to go back where I was because this is too hard to look up. Stop doing that. All right, so now you can see with the exact same transparency or the opacity that I chose, it is now like kind of a leaning green with Capri. So that is why I made the decision to go with X Pro, and I am very happy with my decision. Also, by the way, you could change any of these up here, which is cool with this particular design, this particular background that I chose. You can't do this with everything, but for this particular one, I could. So if I even wanted to make my teal a little bit more poppy, let's say I wanted like that color or that color, whatever, you totally could. In this case, I'm just going to stick with the original. But that's something with this particular design that I was able to do. The next thing I'm going to do is, since there is a background now, I'm going to go ahead and copy. I'm going to do this real quick. Get that lift intensity. So right now there's an effect of lift. We get that lift intensity a lot higher. We're going to put it at 90. And then I'm going to put this guy on top of it. I don't think I need a lift on this one, actually. Let's do none for that. All right, so you see how it's literally lifting, right? So there's a little bit of like a shadow behind it that kind of looks like it's like 3D. It's coming off the screen, right? So that was intentional. That is what I wanted to do. Now let's see how we feel with a transparent background going back into Printify. And I'm going to delete this. Actually, you know what I already did was I need to revert this to the same design because I'm going to delete it for the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to delete that for all of them. And now I'm going to upload that same thing. And I feel like I'm going to like this more simply because it was just boring. Like I am so good with white and black. Ironically, if you look around my entire house, all we have is white and black, except for my couches because I have a husky and she is super hairy. So you can see like my couches are covered in like blankets, but we have a gray couch, wood wall, wood floor, black and white everything else. So it's ironic that I'm saying this for my own, sanity. For my own house, everything is black and white. I wish I could show you guys around here. It's like black, white, wood. That's literally my entire home. But for this particular case, it was a little boring in the black and white. So I'm going to just nix that. And I like this a lot better. Let's preview it. Obviously, it's a little bit too big. I am going to make the changes, but I love this so much more. And then you can obviously see what it looks like on all 4 of them. All right, so I am going to change the parameter for number 7. We're going to make a specific design. It's going to be the exact same design, but we are going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm more than likely, by the way, just so you guys know, for Printify, I'm more than likely I'm going to have to do 2 photos, and it would be this background and then this, just because it's not going to print the whole way. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Maybe not. We'll give her some time to rest while I rest. I'm going to take this. That's what I mean. So you see how like the white is around it, just because the design is not going to work. The design's not the right size. So it's kind of annoying for the 7. So I'm actually going to just cut 7 out. Whoever has a 5-inch laptop is weird anyway. So we're just going to delete 7. And let's do select variants for size. Let's just get rid of 7 because 7, 8, 9, and she's pissing me off. All right. So 10, 13, 15 is where we're at now. So now we can make this baby a little bit bigger and feel healthy in the size parameters for each of these 3, I believe. Yep, there's my 10. There's my 13. These are all looking pretty good. And the 15 is almost identical to the 13. So I feel really good with this. So let's go ahead and click Save Product. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and build out the mockups that you want. In this case, I am going to do, I'm not adding this to my store. I'm just showing you guys what I would do if I was. So let's do a close-up. Let's do the inside. Let's do one with context and context too, whatever. To be completely honest with you though, first of all, I would never use Printify mockups myself, but if I wanted to, I would put this guy or this guy first, because the goal would be a lifestyle mockup of sorts that's not just the product, right? So that's what I would personally recommend. And then what we're going to do is, I don't know, because I can't find the button, save select. There we go. All right, so now we've got our mockups in here. You can make this the primary, like I said a second ago, or make this the primary and then move these guys around, however you want to do it, but let's just keep this for now. Now you have the ability to generate with AI if you'd like. I'm going to do that today just because it's going to be a lot faster. So not aspiring to be humble laptop case for small business owners and... Sorry, you guys are hearing me type, and I have nails, very long nails, because I haven't gotten them done in 3 weeks. All right, let's go ahead and click generate. And now it should be able to pull in and drop in the listing details. Okay, so chic laptop sleeve for female entrepreneurs, stylish business owners. Cool, I like it, it's cool. Then we've got the product description, anything else I might want to add, I totally could. And then our 13 keywords. So if I click apply to listing, then that will all be in there for me, which is really helpful. So let's just say we like all of this, we're happy with it, everything looks good. Let's think about pricing. So right now, my pricing is ridiculous. It's 27 to 33. And if I just go on Etsy real fast, we're just going to do some searching together because you guys know I'm all about numbers and actual data. So if I go over here on Etsy and I type in laptop case. All right, so you can see we've got 29, but it's 50% off, 40, but it's 20% off. So these actually are a lot. There's some handmade ones as well. There's some, I don't even know what you call this, the one that like sits on the MacBook. I said laptop case, maybe sleeve is what I need because case isn't really at all what I wanted. Here we go. Now we're talking. All right. So $28, $39. We've got some handmade ones. Okay, so to be honest, the pricing isn't that far off, but I do want to change it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is click edit price, but I'm going to go to profit margin because right now I'm currently at 40%. I'm just going to bring this baby down to 25 and see what happens. So that would still be $5 to $7 almost dollars in profit, but this number is way sexier. The other thing that you could do, however, is actually edit the price to go back up to the higher rate. And then in EverBee Store, we would just add the discount. So that's completely up to you if you want to. Again, that can happen on Etsy as well. So we're going to do that. Then I don't want any of these. What we're going to do now, this is where it gets fun. Okay. So this is us going into EverBee Store now because we are done with Printify. All right. So we're not going to click publish. Most people would click publish. It's the most understandable next option. But in our case, we're going to click save as draft. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our EverBee Store. So let me go ahead and open that baby up. And I'm going to share my tab. All right, so I'm going to take you straight up in the back of my own personal website. So thankfully, I have 11,400 visitors, which is awesome. Hopefully, it's a lot of you guys too. Hopefully, you guys are interested in kind of seeing what we got going on over here on my side of the internet. But what we're going to do is we are going to come over here to apps and integration. For me, I already have active apps, so you can actually just find that below here, which is helpful. But I'm going to show you where you can find it. Go to apps and integration. All apps. And then it's going to be right here for you. Yours is going to probably say install, I believe, or add if you're brand new to this in EverBee Store, but mine's going to say open because I already have it. So what you're going to have to do is click install or add or whatever the button is, and then you're going to log into your Printify store. It's very simple. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can all be seeing the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and go to unpublished, and there should be 7. Yes, 7 out of 7 because I've done this many times, and I know that I haven't uploaded these 7 yet. So what we're going to do is in the right-hand corner, as long as you are attached to Printify, so as long as you have logged into your Printify account, we're going to click Fetch All Updates, and then it should go 8 of 8 at the bottom, hopefully. Yay. All right. So that pulled over and now you can see this is there. Okay. So now let's go to products and see if it's there yet. It might not be. It's not. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go back to app. I'll just pretend like I didn't do products yet. We're going to open this baby back up. We're going to go back to unpublished and scroll back down to find this. And then we're going to go ahead and click publish to store. You can also click this button right here, by the way, fetch updates next to the individual item itself, which would pull over any changes that you made within Printify. I haven't made any changes, but if I did, let's say I changed the profit margin, let's say I added some different mockups, whatever in Printify, I would just click fetch all updates on that particular list. In this case, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click publish to store and then say yes, publish. And it's going to be green once it's ready. We're just going to take a sip of water and wait on that. Beautiful. All right, now we can go and click products, drop it down to products, and it should be, that's weird, it's not there. Let's do a little refresh. There she is. I was like, I don't know where she went, and I'm nervous that I did it wrong. All right, so now it is published, but we are going to make a few more changes that need to happen on the EverBee Store end. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on it together. The good news is almost everything came over from Printify. So there's going to be very few things that we actually have to do in EverBee Store, but the things that we are going to do in EverBee Store are going to help people find you, because everyone's asking me like, how do I drive traffic to my EverBee Store? SEO is a really big one, the same way it's a big one on Etsy. You're going to need the right keywords. You need on-site and off-site SEO. You need people to be typing what you are typing into the search bar on Google to come find you, right? So that's what we're going to do on the back end here. So the first thing is the product title, product description. This looks a little goofy to me. So like I would probably split this up a little bit and maybe add some, like all of these are like, you know, like bullet points, but they came in weird, you know? So I would probably make those changes first of all, just so it's like a really, really good user experience for the back end for the person. Then I'm going to go ahead and change the category. This is a laptop sleeve. So let's see what comes up with computer. Components. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe components. Let's try laptop. No laptop. Let's try tech accessories. No. All right. So in this particular case, I'm probably going to want to put it as computer. Let's see if there's a drop down that I like. A lot, as you can see, we got a lot of freaking categories in here. So I don't want to choose something that's not going to make a lot of sense. In this case, just for today's purposes, I'm going to go ahead and do mouse. I think I want to make this change later, but for now, you guys can see how you can see that category. The next thing is the product visibility. So do you want public, private, or unlisted? In this case, I'm just going to make it unlisted, but in the future, I'll make it unlisted, but for today's purposes, I'll public it. The next thing is this guy right here is really important because a lot of you guys, obviously we are on a print on demand tutorial today, but a lot of you guys are digital sellers or are interested in being digital product sellers. So if I do this, I'm just going to show you what happens. It's going to ask you for either the link to the digital product or the file upload. So it's completely up to you how you want to do it. And then you can set a limit of maximum downloads per buyer, or you can have the link, same thing right here. So in this case, I don't have that option. I don't need to do that. But let's say someone purchased my paid content creator academy and they wanted to get into that course. It would be a link to the actual members portal once they purchase this. And I would just say no limit because it's only one course. So they're only going to get access to it one time. But that's what I would do if I was doing a digital product. Now we're going to go ahead and if we wanted to, I don't know what the exact number is to be honest, but you can upload way more than 10 photos on EverBee Store, which is nice because Etsy's only 10. So if you needed to put some UGC photos, if you need to put some like social proof photos from your people who have purchased this, your customers, if you wanted to do some at home, whatever, and you got a sample, you can add those in there way more than 10. I just don't know the exact cutoff number. Now let's go ahead and click next. So for variants, we don't need to do anything because we already have all the variants done. So I'm just going to click next. But if we did need to, we could. Same thing here. Do we need or want personalization? In this case, no, I don't. But if you did, you could do this and fill out all this information for your people. As you can see, my tags came over. So it says remove a tag to add a new one because you want 13 tags. So all of those came over from Printify. The next thing is the collection. So I personally have a couple of collections in here. So bags, mompreneur must-haves, hats, creator apparel, etc. In this case, it obviously is a laptop sleeve. So I'm going to put it under the bags collection. And also if you wanted to do others, like let's just say you wanted to pop it under like home, you totally could as well. You could have multiple collections. So this listing or this product would show up in multiple places. So right now it says this long thing and then it's like sophisticated laptop sleeve with these weird, like, what do you call these? Like webnings almost, right? Because it came from AI. So this is the last thing that we're going to want to do to make sure that we can optimize as much as possible for you guys getting found. That's what you guys keep telling me you're nervous about. So this is one of the ways that we can do it. So let's say, what was it again? I was like, what was the thing I named? Not aspiring to be humble laptop sleeve for female entrepreneurs. It's a hard word. All right. So title must be only 6 characters. So maybe we get rid of 4 and we just do something like that. Nope. Didn't like that either. Let's just put entrepreneurs. All of them technically can have it. Doesn't have to be female. So let's just have that. And then the meta description is 155 characters. So you would fill this out for whatever you want. So let's say small business owners and what is going on here? There we go. Okay, so sophisticated. Sorry, y'all hear me type again. Something like that. Whatever. So you could put this up to 155 characters and it would be like this. Not aspiring to be humble laptop sleeve for entrepreneurs. Obviously, I would remove the little thing. And then the meta description, sophisticated laptop sleeve for female entrepreneurs who want to make a bold statement with a fun design. Something of that nature, right? So you want to fill that out with like what you think your people will be typing in. So what Google is basically going to do is they're going to see not aspiring to be humble. they're seeing laptop sleeve, entrepreneur laptop sleeve, humble entrepreneur laptop sleeve. So it's kind of the same way as Etsy, where they're just pulling a bunch of keyword pairings together to be able to get you found. So let's go ahead and say we do that and click update. And then it's basically going to say like, are you sure you're happy with these? We say yay or nay. So now what's going to happen, I'm going to open up another page real quick. And I'm going to take you guys into my website and hope that this works because that would be embarrassing. All right, so we are now on my website. Again, everything's a little goofy right now just because I have to put you guys on one screen when I'm used to like 2 or 3. But in this case, I'm going to go to creator bags because the goal here, right, is I put this in the creator bags collection. So it theoretically speaking should be in here. And if it's not, I'm going to give you a knuckle sandwich. It is. Yay. Oh, good. Click on it. It's going to come up like this. We're going to see, I'm going to pull out a little bit. There you go for you guys. And you're going to see the title. You're going to see all of the individual mockups that we chose, the different sizes, and then whether or not it's in stock. And then you're going to see the description that we chose as well as the delivery time. So if I go into, so what's going to happen is EverBee Store is going to get the actual purchase. And then EverBee Store is going to connect directly to Printify to get that thing running. So it's up to you if you have manual or if you have automatic order fulfillment. That's completely up to you. I have manual personally, so I update it once a day. Like I basically say like, yes, 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 like get these going through. You could do automatic if you want, like I think it's like every 2 hours, every 24 hours, something like that. But basically what's going to happen is if we come over here, you're going to see it in your orders right here, which you can't see it on mine because mine's blank right now because I don't want to show you guys that, to be honest. I was like, that's my store. But you will see all of the orders here. And then what is the order status? So basically all of this stuff is going to speak to Printify, which is going to be super helpful. You're also going to get the tracking information from Printify. All of that will happen on your behalf. So guys, I hope all of that made sense. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Sorry about all the Wi-Fi troubles that we had today. Sorry about changing our normal location where we are most of the time. I told you guys I was trying to get you in within 30 to 45 minutes out of this live stream training because I didn't want to overwhelm you too much. But the most important stuff is you need to basically figure out what you want to sell to who you're selling to, right? So your what is it called? The thing I made up, ICA. So ideal customer avatar. What are they actually wanting from you? What is going to resonate with them? Whatever. Figure out that design first. Then once you figure out that design, move on to step 2. Step 1 was research, by the way. Don't just figure out a design, like back it up with research. Step 2 is the design itself. So what are you actually going to put the design on? So figuring out the products, maybe it's digital, maybe it's physical, maybe it's handmade, it doesn't matter. You're going to figure out what product you want to actually take that design and pop it on. Again, thinking about your ideal customer avatar and what they are actually experiencing, where they are actually going. Don't be boring and just do a crew neck sweater. Don't be boring and just do a t-shirt from Bella Canvas. Everyone and their mother is doing that. What can you guys do to stand out and make your ICA really feel like you know them and you care about them because you are thinking about what they're actually going through, right? Then we're going to move straight into Printify to get those size parameters for that product you chose, okay? Then we're going to take those size parameters. We're going to go into wherever you are doing your designing. For my case, I did Canva. You can do Adobe. You can do Procreate. You can do Kittl. It doesn't matter to me. For this case, I did Canva, and then I just created a custom design size utilizing those parameters I received from Printify. Okay, that's going to make it the absolute highest resolution, the best DPI possible, so that you can have the best print quality possible. Then what we're going to do is go ahead and get that design that we built on the design place, wherever it is, again, your design platform of choice, and we're going to pop it over into Printify. We're going to upload that in there, and then you're going to make the decision of what variants you want. Are there colors that you want in Printify? Are there front and back designs that you want? Are there size variants? Whatever you can do, make those changes in Printify. And if you need to do what I did and add certain designs for certain sizes or certain designs for certain colors, you can absolutely do so by clicking that one button that literally is like whatever it says, like create an original design for this size or whatever the verbiage is. So do that and then basically choose your mockups. make your title, make your description, choose your pricing. We went through all of these steps together today. Do everything you possibly can in Printify, and then move that baby over to EverBee Store by uploading the app. Very simple. All you got to do is literally integrate it with EverBee Store, log into your Printify, fetch all updates. That is it. And then you can literally go into EverBee Store and make those SEO changes to make it seen on Google or anywhere else that matter. Printify, Pinterest, Etsy, Instagram, like wherever the Google partners are, that's where you're going to get found. So just make sure you're, again, thinking like your end buyer, because that's going to make this entire process so much easier. It's going to make the research easier. It's going to make the design easier because you already know what's going to resonate with them. It's going to make the messaging in the description, the title, the tags, everything easier because you know that person. And last but not least, it's going to make the metadata for the actual EverBee Store listing that much easier as well. So guys, I hope this was beneficial. I hope my team has been able to answer any questions that you had in real time. If you are watching the replay of this, or if you are watching live and you want to come back and pause and rewind and stuff, you absolutely can, because this is going to be on our channel in the live section. So if you are watching this and you do have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below and I will be the one who personally responds to them. I hope this was helpful to you guys and it gets you a little bit more inspired to get some listings live ASAP, because guys, Q4 is literally here, which is crazy because I know it's only July, but like the biggest time for listings to get live for Q4 is the month of July and August. So I'm giving you all of these tools. I'm giving you all of these live trainings on my back end so that you guys feel equipped for your back end. Okay. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week, an incredible weekend, and I will see you guys next Thursday.